Let's get sweaty.
Hey guys, welcome to a Shenmue Dojo video. You're probably wondering, why am I out of position, is number one. Why is there a bunch of stuff behind me as well? But more importantly, I have a special guest with me here today. And I'm going to introduce him right now as our friendly co-owner who's on his knees because my office is really small. James
Hi
Brown.
everybody, how's it going?
This is probably the first time we've been in a physical room together to actually do any content ever.
Video wise, yeah, we've been in physical rooms for events and stuff in the past, but yeah. Thank you for having me, Matt.
No, thank you. And you brought a bunch of stuff which we're going to show off very shortly. So everybody's wondering, I guarantee you're all wondering, why is all this stuff out? And it's very straightforward that we are going to look at the Shenmue Premiere merchandise. So for those of you who don't remember, the Shenmue Premiere event was held in 6 cities across Japan. This is a space of 1 month between December 1999 through to January 1999. It was a massive event. Thousands and thousands of people went to it. James, a little summary.
Yeah, crazy event, Matt. So this was held primarily, well, at least at first, in Yokohama. I forget the name of the building, but I visited it actually when I was in Japan earlier in the year with Switch. He took me to this premiere location, and honestly it's kind of unchanged really. We even looked through a window and you could still see the pattern on the walls that you can see in the original premiere footage. So really cool place. Really, I would put it on your Shenmue bucket list if you've watched the premiere video in the past and it's of any interest to you, or it's a really cool location. I wish it was like now and we could go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now obviously we've got the context of what Shenmue is, and we're massive fans, super fans, and we could attend these things. But obviously these happened at the tail end of '98, early '99, and I was only 11, so Japan wasn't even on my radar. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, crazy stuff, guys. We're going to go through a lot of the merchandise that was sold there. But yeah, Matt, so there's some information here.
There is.
We've got so this is on phantomriverstone.com. Obviously he's got loads of blog posts about the premiere event and even about the merchandise that we're going to talk about in a moment. But yeah, so Matt.
So I mean, essentially, as I said, this is sent across Japan, 6 cities across 1 month, and they have multiple sessions as well. So it started on the 20th of December 1998. You can see here at the National Convention Center, Pacifico, Yokohama. Session 1 is a couple of hours per session as well, which was insane. And they had 5,000 attendees per session. And I know Yu Suzuki talked about at the time that he wanted as many people to have eyes on this as possible. Yeah. So people weren't turning up, getting disappointed. It was free entry, I believe, as well, which is insane. Madness when you consider some of the stuff and how much it's worth now. Yeah. It's insane. There were guest appearances for director Yukawa and lots of different people across.
Seiga Sanshiro guy, that is the Sagata-san
insane.
As well.
So they started off in Yokohama, 3 sessions, and then they moved across Japan as well. So 5 main cities. So you had the Saturday 9th of January 1999 was Osaka, 2 sessions there. So that's again another 5,000 people through there.
Yep.
So you're already at 20,000 people seeing this thing.
Madness, isn't it? For a free event. Days. And what he pointed out actually, there's a cool interview that we won't go into, but we may do a podcast on. He actually said that he wanted so many eyes on it or whatever, but the amount of people as well I forgot what I was going to say, sorry.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But the amount of people who wanted to get eyes on this thing was insane. And then they kept moving across the country. So Fukuoka, again, another 5,000 people, 2,500 across sessions as well. Hokkaido, again, Sendai and Nagoya. Insane. This was like a proper, probably one of the biggest promotional events for a video game ever. Certainly in Japan.
That's what I was going to say. So because of what the event was, it was a brand new IP essentially. No one had heard of Shenmue. So they were basically going, because of Yu Suzuki and his previous with Virtua Fighter, etc. So to get this many people excited about a brand new game, like I don't know if you could do that these days without even showing any footage of it, remember? So maybe the Project Berkeley thing came before this, but in terms of what this game is, you're basically just going because you know who Yu Suzuki is and you appreciated his legacy.
And also, when you think now, leaks.
And leaks, yeah, there was nothing.
You wouldn't have got
At the time.
Whereas now,
yeah.
I mean, you look at it now, PlayStation showcases, Nintendo Directs, there's leaks days, weeks before.
Yeah.
So you don't, with this event, you didn't know what you were getting. Nobody knew what was going to be shown at this point in time. So it is, like you say, we're going to do a podcast on it and talk about it in more detail. But to have it and all this merchandise and sort of show this off, it was massive. And I know lots of games did lots of promotion events over the years, but again, I think this one in particular, I think certainly for the Shenmue community, will stand out. But first and foremost, let's show the video of the arrival.
Okay, man.
So James, talk us through this a little bit.
So this is like the entrance to the Yokohama. I still don't remember the name of the building, sorry, but you can see just how many people are there. So I think this was split into 3 sessions this particular day.
Yeah.
The 20th of December or whatever, and you're talking, what was it, 15,000 people, 5,000 per show. So there's 5,000 people here essentially in a queue to enter something that they've got no idea, just what's in store for them. So throughout this 2-hour session, you got a live musical performance. So this is like, full orchestra playing the Shenmue theme, Shenhua's theme, I believe. Like I say, you got the Sagata Sanshiro guy, obviously famous for those adverts back in the day and the promotion of the Sega Saturn. He was there with Yu Suzuki himself even.
Looking very young.
Yeah, and Mr. Yukawa. So this is Yu Suzuki arriving. This little taxi rank here is pretty cool. I've walked past there as well. There's a point where I think he's inside. You can kind of see he's a little bit nervous, can't you? He's excited and nervous. This is the bit where he's actually seen just how many people have arrived. So I think it's telling really that he's possibly worried that people wouldn't come, but the whole thing was sold out as far as I'm aware. Not that it was like for sale, but in terms of bums on seats, it was completely reserved. So you see them, they were getting entry tickets there. It looks like there's a few different locations to see. There's even photo booth things that kind of look like maybe you get your photograph with one of the characters. They're selling the posters, all the merchandise. You can see some dude in the crowd there with a poster, which is insane really that stop it there, Matt, but it's insane really that the merchandise that we've actually got in this room, someone would have picked up at those events.
And this would all come from those events, which is madness.
So this poster tube potentially could have been
it's probably
that dude in the crowd there.
Yeah, it could have been.
Seen. You've got no idea.
Whoever you are, man, thank you, we have a poster.
So we've actually got, this is an advertisement poster. I have no idea where these were available, if they were just handed out or someone grabbed one of these at some point. But this is advertising the Yokohama event. Probably saying like, make sure you get your reservations in. This is going to come towards the end of the year, back in 1998. Because there's actually some additional leaflets that, again, I don't know where they would have been, maybe in shops.
Dotted around
somewhere. I've got my little file book here. But yeah, so that's literally the same. Can we see that?
Yeah, we
just
got
need to make sure we don't get
reflection there, yeah.
But the same advertisement promotion, and that is actually the reservation sheet that you'd have to fill in, choose which session at the Yokohama event that you want to attend to, and I guess hand it over to someone at some point and they'd reserve you a seat. Here's another flyer advertising the Yokohama location, and then the other 5 cities that we mentioned earlier are on the back there. Again, another similar leaflet, but this time it's got some extra information on the back there about merchandising and who's going to show up there, Mr. Yukara, etc. And then this is the one for the January session that's sort of showing you the names of the 5 cities there and the 2 sessions and where these 5 cities are located. And then there's a Nagoya specific brochure here, sorry. I'm not that fancy posh. Just talking about where it's located. There's a little bit of information there actually, what you can expect now, because obviously it's been a month on since the Yokohama one. So they've actually, I guess, it's out in the wild now, isn't it? You can show some bits and bobs there. that's a really cool leaflet. And then the final leaflet we've got, but this is more of a general sale on the merchandise. So you can actually see some of the merchandise there that we're going to be going through.
That's it.
We've essentially got all of this that's on show here, apart from the Rio poster,
which is never ever for sale.
Which is insane. And there's just one more that's the Nagoya one.
Yeah.
That we'll talk about in a little bit, Matt.
Superb. So that gives you a little bit of context of all of this, the adverts, and just the sheer scale of this thing.
It's insane for a free event, and it's marketing only. You can kind of see where some of that original budget went in terms of marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we sort of dive into that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a little post about the Premier bag itself and give you a bit of detail as to what's actually in the thing, because that's what we're here for. We're going to unbox all this stuff. Pretend like it's 1998, 1999, you see this stuff for the first time.
We just got home from the premiere, me and Matt, and this is the free bag that they handed out to us while we were there.
So here we are. Here's the list, just so you can see it. But what I'm going to do is, as we go through, I'm going to call this out, and then James is going to pop them out of the bag.
Yep.
A little bit of chat about each item, and then we'll go into some of the stuff that's also for sale as well. Mm-hmm. But just so everybody can see, you've got a figure of Shenhua, CD, notebook, black T-shirt. They're a funny fit, those T-shirts, I will say that, certainly on me. Tattoo stickers, blue fold-out leaflet with artwork from the game, the Christmas card, which I've given a few away over the years, and we've got a couple more to give away over time as well. Phone strap, there's two variants, Yukawa-san or Shenhua, promotional leaflet, and a questionnaire form as well. But we're going to go through that list in order and then go and show some of the stuff that was also for sale at the time as well. Before we do, here's the bag itself. These do pop up actually on eBay fairly frequently from time to time. They were also given away as part of the Shenmue 3 Kickstarter. They had some of these bags kicking around you could give away as well. And one thing that you don't realise is actually it's quite a good, sturdy, thick bag.
It's a nice shopping bag. And
I mean, it's got to carry a good weight of stuff in there anyway, but I'm quite impressed with the quality. It's good plastic handles, none of that cheap crap that you get these days.
It's sort of like, I don't know, really strengthened.
Yeah, a proper like strengthened bag. Yeah, very impressive all the same. So first and foremost then, we've given away loads of these over the years. I don't know how they keep the price down, but the figure of Shenhua right here, many of you would have seen this on one of my shelves, etc. as well. We're trying to avoid the screen glare, but there you are.
Lovely little figure.
Lovely little figure. The box again with Shenmue on the bottom. These are getting rarer, actually.
I think so, yeah.
The prices of those are starting to creep up.
That's yours, actually.
Yeah, just pop it on the shelf, it'll be fine. Next item we've got is the CD single with the illustration Shenhua on the cover, which contain the main Shenmue theme and Shenhua's theme as well. Again, these pop up semi-frequently. You can pick them up for a reasonable price these days.
So what's unique about this one is, so this is from the Yokohama event, because obviously it's the 20th of December, we're close to Christmas. So if you flick that up there, Matt, you've got actually the Merry Christmas variant of the CD. So
there we are.
If you didn't realise, there's actually two. Which I did have the other one. Where have I put the other one?
It's there, I can see it. And there's the back for people who want to see that as well. If I just pop that out of the way.
So we'd assume that this would have been given away in January, because obviously Christmas has been and gone. So this is just like a regular edition of the same CD, basically.
Basically, if you want a rare one, get the Christmas one.
Yeah, I would say so. Even though more people went the Christmas one. So yeah, not sure which one is more rare.
Right, next item is the black Shenmue T-shirt with the mirror design on. Oh no, sorry, the notebook. Ignore me, I can't read.
So again, looks very much like the CD single. Could be confused with that if you see it on an auction site, for example. You might think, oh, it's just the CD, but no, it's actually the notebook.
And the front and back are pretty much the same, and then obviously
and then
you
the
open
pages. The only thing is, it just says Shenmue at the bottom there on the page. Which
I'd be
is
afraid
cool.
to write on it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't use it, mate. No chance.
And then we come on to the black Shenmue T-shirt with the mirror design. Now, I've bought a few of these over the years by accident because I keep forgetting I have it.
Right.
Which is
but then you've given them away, have you?
They're given away or whatever, but I've kept a couple because it's a weird fit. This is a medium, but it fits. It's very square in how it fits.
Does it say medium or does it say F? I'm pretty sure it might say F.
There's nothing at the top. So you've got the Shenmue. You can see Shenmue logo there at the top of the label. Just have a look at the bottom very quickly, and I'm sure people can appreciate we're sort of working in a very, very small space with a dog on my feet as well. So at the front of it, you've got the Shenmue logo just there.
Nice shirt.
It's a nice T-shirt.
But like I say, it's a
weird fit. And then on the back here, again, hopefully I'm not getting James out of shot too much, trying to work out how to do this at the same time. James, there you are. You've got the mirror design on the back as well.
And that's also the Chinese logo, isn't it, at the bottom?
It is indeed, which is very weird. But again, these pop up fairly frequently, those t-shirts. And as I said, I've bought a few over the years, which, again, quite easy to pick up, relatively inexpensive if you're looking for those items as well. Moving on, we've got the Shenmue themed tattoo stickers.
Tattoo stickers.
So,
giving away a few of these as well. Actually.
Yeah, we've given away a load of these. Obviously, they're inverted so that they print on the right way. But you've got the Hazuki Dojo crest, you've got the Chi Men, you've got the two mirror designs as well. You've got the Shenmue logo. That Wisenet logo, is that a tattoo as well? It looks like, or Yuzuki tattoo.
Possibly, yeah.
It is a tattoo. Yeah.
I might get that permanently tattooed on my muscle or something somewhere. Well, not that I've got any muscles.
So I haven't either anymore. Going on, we've got the blue fold-out leaflet containing art from the games.
Yeah, so there's actually two of these as well, but the second one is promoting that digital land thing, the Network Jungle. So what's interesting is the premiere one's actually majority screenshot-wise, you'll see in a minute, Shenmue 2.
Which is strange, isn't it?
It's strange, but then you can think that if they're working on both games in tandem, this is probably some of the newest stuff that they're working on, right, at the time. And in fact, it felt to me like Shenmue 1 was worked on later.
It did, didn't it? Yeah. And then you can see the front of it, like all of it together there, which is insane.
Lovely little pamphlet that is.
It's really still really now. Like it feels like a good quality pamphlet there as well, which is great. And then if I just fold that back in there, you've got the back there as well with Yu Suzuki's signature on there and the various copyrights of Sega, blah 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 on there. But again, they're quite rare now. And they go for a reasonable sum of money these days. If you can get one for under probably 50 quid, you're lucky.
True.
I think.
True that.
Moving on, the Christmas card. Now we've given a few of these away over the years as well. A getting rare item. So you get a nice envelope with a Christmas gift for you. It says on it, and then on the back of it, before I show the card off, you've got again Yu Suzuki's logo from Sega at the time. Pop the envelope just down there. The front of the design. Shenhua, Merry Christmas. I mean, they had so many Shenhua clothing designs. I think the 12 with the calendar, which we'll come on to in a bit. So this is the Christmas one.
This is the December one, isn't it?
And then if you open it out, you've got season's greetings and best wishes for the new year from Yu Suzuki. Obviously, it's printed. It's not.
I thought it was hand signed when I first saw it.
Yeah, it's unfortunately not. But again, it's a nice rare item. And on the back, you've got kanji as well, and the Dreamcast logo again.
So one would assume that was with the Yokohama bag.
Yes.
With it being Christmas time. So one thing that I think they changed, because it was promoted in the Nagoya leaflet, so I would assume that they gave the Yukawa phone strap away instead of the Christmas card.
Let me just see if that'll come
in the January bags.
Yes, that would make sense. Again, these pick up. You can see these often on eBay. They're quite cool, actually.
Yeah, I like them.
I like the design.
I like them, yeah. Obviously, that was when you had those very old mobile phones that could take phone strap things, right?
And then you've got the Shenhua one here, which actually, when you compare to the little chibi from Shenmue 3, you can still almost see the inspiration for that design.
Actually, you can, yeah. Now you mentioned that, yeah.
It's quite cool. Again, given away. All this stuff was free.
It's crazy.
So, like you said, you can see where they chucked the money at the marketing.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure this, merchandise wouldn't have been cheap to make, right?
No, God no. I mean, they'd have made a load in bulk, but even so, it would have cost them a fair whack.
Promotional leaflet. So that must be that one that I showed.
Yes,
previously,
that would have been the leaflet you showed previously with all the various bits and items that you can get.
Just for completion's sake,
yeah,
I'd assume that leaflet.
That's the one. Yeah. And then there was a questionnaire form as well,
which I don't actually have, because I would assume that most people probably filled them in. But the questionnaire was to receive a Dreamcast magnet.
So you got your little thank you note there, just watching the screen glare, and then you got the little magnet there as well, which is incredibly rare, really rare actually.
Yeah.
And one thing before we sort of move on. You've got a ticket.
Oh yeah.
From the event itself, which I think we should show.
If you saw in the video, actually, the lady was handing out these tickets to the people that were entering the Yokohama thing. It actually says Yokohama Walker on there.
This is for a 10 a.m. session.
Nice. So that's the first session then, yeah.
And then you got the back of that as well, just with all the terms and conditions. But again,
lovely to have that.
Not many of them left.
No, I mean, you'd have thought the ticket stub would have been used on entry, and that's even attached to it. So that is.
So basically, if I want to break into the event now, I can.
Yeah. Just say you're 25 years too late or whatever.
Yeah. So we're going to move on. But before we do, you're going to show off again a bit of a strange item.
Yeah. So this is a Shenmue balloon.
Ooh.
So these would have been hung up at the actual events. Very fragile.
Careful.
It's sort of
be
made
very
of
careful.
foil almost.
Yeah, and they're quite thin
But
foil as
lovely.
well. But
Still
the
got
design's
string
really
attached
cool
as well. So on the front you've got the Rio, and this will start becoming a theme actually. This white background character artwork and Shenmue on the back. I'm not sure if there was a Niao-sun and a Ren balloon, but obviously you're not going to find this stuff because they probably would have been most of this.
Yeah, and that sort of stuff degrades really quickly.
Yeah, for sure,
really quickly. So again,
hopefully it doesn't degrade while we're sat here.
you'd hope not. But then we're going to move into the stuff you could buy. Again, there was a shed load of this stuff that you could buy. Where do we want to start?
I don't know actually. If we get that. Have you got the link for the pamphlet up there, or shall we just forget this out? Then you can sort of look at that and chalk off.
So for everybody, there is.
This is all the merchandise that was for sale at the premiere events, and apparently this leaflet also advertises that they're in some shops as well. So that could be why some things are a bit more common
than others.
But again, a lot of people didn't buy the posters by the looks of it.
No, and they were dirt cheap as well.
So where do you want to start, Matt?
Right, shall we start with... I'm going at the top row, and then we'll go across, and then we'll do the other bits at the bottom as well.
Yeah.
So we'll start off with the calendar.
Right, so everything, and you saw these came in these big boxes. So if you bought the calendar or any of the posters, they come in these big boxes. This one's the one for actual... I think that's Niao-sun. It's actually got a sticker on there. But the one for the calendar doesn't have a sticker on there. It's just a plain white box that they've used. I think that's the protective cover.
Protective cover on it that I got.
So it's going to be awkward to... These are massive.
These are huge, and the posters are even...
Stand up for this, Matt, so.
Yeah, that's all right. And the posters are even bigger. But you can see there, the calendar, 1999, and you flick through it.
Which makes sense, actually, that they were selling these at the end of 98, right?
Yeah,
this
it would
for
do.
The upcoming year.
You've got Shenhua, and we're not going to show them all, we'll be here all day, but...
January,
and then
February? Or was that?
February, which is oddly the Christmas design.
Yeah.
Which is strange. And then if you're just flicking towards the end...
There's some lovely artwork
You've got Shenhua in a random dress. Like, it's... They rendered all of this.
Well, they were saying that he wanted a seasonal costume for Shenhua in the game, didn't they?
Well, they definitely found them.
Yeah, you could see all the images for these on the media section if you were interested. Just look for calendars.
So then there's on here for 50. Then that was 2,500 yen. So it wasn't that expensive, was it really, when you think about it? Then there's a massive Shenhua big postery type thing, billboard thing.
I'm not sure what that was, yeah.
And that
was just
50,000 yen.
Oh, there must have been like a unique original artwork.
So for those of you who can't see it,
that's crazy.
Just that one there.
So like a framed.
Yeah.
So that could potentially be on someone's wall still today.
Yeah, it could be anywhere. And then moving across, we've got the posters. Now the Rio one, we've never seen.
Never seen for sale
ever, which is really strange considering it's the main character.
Yeah, you'd have expected.
But we do have Shenhua, Ren, and Niao-sun.
Right, let's try and do this relatively quickly, I guess. But these are awesome posters, man. They're honestly the biggest posters I've ever seen in my life.
Look, it keeps going. It keeps going. Look. You can get screen glare and everything here, guys. Seriously.
Just mental.
It is humongous.
Honestly,
look at that. And it's really good quality.
It is really good quality. It's thick, it's glossy. Honestly, I bet there's some walls that are shorter than the length of that. So I don't know how they expect you to put them on your wall, but...
It's insane, isn't it? And
so that's the Shenhua one.
And they were 1,500 yen each.
Which is a steal, isn't it? It's shocking.
So
there's two here. That's the Niao-sun one.
So that Shenhua one from James's collection. This is my Niao-sun. Ah!
Sorry.
It's alright.
You got it now?
Yeah, I've got it. They're together.
And here's the...
Oh, there it goes.
The poster in there, Matt.
I've got loads of posters kicking around. You know what that is? I'll look at that later. So you saw Niao-sun, I dropped that. That's my fault. And then
the
Ren one as well. Which again is really cool.
Like I say, very sturdy posters.
Oh, that's a poster of my wife's. That's definitely not for this video.
Let me pop them over there.
Yeah.
Right, what's next?
Pop that out of the way. And then we're going along the floor. So we've got the notebooks, which retailed at 300 yen.
It's just madness, isn't it? So you can actually take one of these out, Matt. So it is the original bag as well, because it's got like a barcoded sticker at the bottom. So there's obviously the Ryo, Shenmue, Ren, Niao-sun.
And then just inside, which I really like here,
Yeah, so
you've got the
characters.
sketch and the Shenmue logo as well. And then you can't really see it, but the pages...
There's a mirror right in the middle, is it?
There is, yeah. But like it's etched on you can just about see it there. It's etched on and it's really cool. Like again, I'd be afraid to write on these.
Well, you wouldn't, would you?
Well, no.
I bet someone did back in the day, but yeah. So there's 2 of them.
And again, like dirt cheap, 300 blooming yen
For them?
for them.
I know
for
there's
them.
like interest rates and stuff have gone up or whatever.
Yeah, inflation's kicked in, but
yeah.
It's insane. Then we have mouse mats.
Mouse mats. Again, you never ever see these, which is why my Rio's so battered, because I've never seen another.
No,
it looks okay on camera there, but it's very yellow in real life.
See on camera, you can just see to the edges with yellowing on it, and you
Actually
can see
been used that one
above me to my left shoulder. You can see my Shenhua one at the back there as well, part of my display. Again,
there's the Shenhua
one closer up, and again it's in the original packaging there.
Yeah.
So you can see that again. Niao-sun. They don't come up again. Original.
How much were these, Matt?
Packaging. Oh, I'll tell you in a minute. You're gonna ready. Good job you're sat down. And then on the back there as well. And they were 600 yen. 600 yen.
The amount of money we've spent on this stuff.
I know. Along the floor again was you got then the Shenhua statue, which was 2,000 yen, which was the one we showed earlier.
Yep.
Then coming across, you've got the clear files, which retailed at 1,000.
That's quite expensive, actually, for considering the difference between them and the mouse mats and the notebooks. But
I unboxed these a little while ago when they turned up from Japan. Got these quite cheap. Obviously, the 4 main designs.
These are quite popular, actually, in
They
Japan.
are.
They use a lot of clear files. I wish we did, to be honest.
I wish we did.
I know you can get them from stationery shops, but these are like...
And they've all got the original stickering on the back as well, so these are from the event. They're like the official packaging, everything.
Lovely.
These are really good condition, actually, the ones I managed to pick up.
Yep.
I was really impressed, actually.
Again, you've got to think that someone's had to buy these.
Yeah.
Out of that 35,000. So there's only potentially 35,000 in the world. And that's if every single person bought one.
Yeah. Which
obviously isn't going to be the case.
Mental in itself. And then coming along, we've got the small little art posters.
Oh, yeah. This thing, is it?
Not the little art cards with the main designs.
The photo.
That's the phone cards. That's
phone cards,
because mine don't have the backing on. But again, these pop up fairly frequently. I'm certainly in Japan. So you've got Rio there. Again,
less so with the backings though. Actually, for some reason,
I don't get them with the backings anymore. Mine don't. But I think I paid like £5 a card for mine. They were dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And then the back again. Ren.
So, I don't know whether or not people took them out and actually used them to make a phone call.
Well, they may have done.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, they were. I think it was 1,000 yen for the 4 of them.
Insane.
So 250 yen a go, basically, which is mental. Then coming across, we've got the pen and floating pen.
This is strange. This is so small.
I know.
Like when I saw it on, because
heavy.
I bought that off eBay and it looked massive on the. I was thinking it was going to be crazy, like a desk pen almost. But it's so small.
It's heavy though as well. Like you don't realise how heavy it is. Now, the floating pen was, I think, 2,000 yen. According to this.
200. Oh, it's pointing there. Yeah.
2,000
yen.
And then the pen, the little biro pen.
Little biro pen.
Was 200 yen,
which is insane,
and it came in a nice little box as well.
I'm surprised you don't see more of these.
They're expensive,
considering they were only 200 yen.
I saw one for like 50 quid, which is insane for a pen.
Yeah,
but again,
if you're collecting the Premier set,
then you're after it, and then I don't want to bend it.
It does say Shenmue on there.
Shenmue on there as well. I don't want to bend it because obviously it's rare.
Thank you.
So 200 for that. Then you had Then it just says he had the CD, which obviously we've shown with the Merry Christmas variant and the normal variant. And then the last thing here is
mugs.
the mugs. Now, Sega Shop obviously did a reprint of the Rio back in, I think it was 2018 they did this. But these are originals. They're all in their boxes, everything.
So again, this is how they used to come. And I don't know if the seller put them on or they did it just to know which mug was which, I would assume. So, like one of the Sega
I'll let you open it just in case.
Representatives. Very obviously fragile.
Yes.
Showing nothing there, sorry.
Yeah.
So there's your Rio.
And actually, when you think of the reprint one, which is on my desk, on the shelves, it is a lot thinner. And the design's different, so you can definitely tell. But yeah, these are rare.
These are almost like, what's the process where the...
they fire them, don't they, and glaze them.
Glazed. They'd be field glazed, whereas I don't think that mug does as such.
No, it's a different feel to it, that Sega Shop one, which is I really like the Sega Shop variant actually, but it is a completely different variant.
I'm down for any more mugs.
Oh yeah,
you want to make some more mugs? There's the Shenhua one again.
Weird mugs for buying it all. Wait,
that's true.
The Shenhua mug is really nice again, and you can see that they're like ever so small little variances in production at the bottom and things like that.
Doesn't say made in Stoke.
But they're really cool.
You want me to show all of them?
Yeah, we'll show them all. We'll show them all. We're doing this properly.
Doing this properly.
The REM one.
I'll get the Neo one out while you're doing that.
Again, if I do a swap, I'm like holding on to these for dear life. I tell you now, like you don't see these very often.
And it's crazy.
Not in their complete set.
They're all unused, so Japanese people are so good at collecting stuff. They just buy stuff and they never use it. They just make sure that it stays. You know what I mean? Like even Yu Suzuki's using a Shenmue one, isn't he?
Just casually having a cup of tea out of it.
Yeah, I think he still uses it today. So it just shows like how good quality the mugs are.
I wonder if he's got a warehouse full of it that he can sell us.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully, he's got something that we need. The Rio poster. Have you got?
Yeah, I'd like one of them.
That were unsold.
But yeah, I mean we'll do an image of this and pop it up so people can see it. So we're talking through it as well. But that is everything.
Yeah.
That is everything from the Shenmue premiere, which in itself, as I say, load of free stuff, load of freebies, and then all the stuff you could buy. Which, when you look at it from a financial standpoint now, so dirt cheap.
So, I mean, what would all that cost you, apart from obviously the big framed thing? I reckon if you work that out, it's probably about 50 quid for everything.
Yeah, 50, 60 quid. It's not very much.
No.
Whereas now, you'll pay 50 quid for
the pen.
For the pen. Yeah. So you're like, it's insane how rare this stuff is. Yeah, absolutely insane. But then I think that's all the items we've from the premiere, and barring the Rio, obviously we don't have that, and barring that massive Shenhua thing, which is probably in Sega's offices or somewhere.
Got that, yeah.
I'd love to know if anybody does. I think I could be wrong, but it says it might be limited to 200 of them.
Oh, interesting. I don't know if
that's true. I have to get it looked at.
I don't know if 200 people would have purchased them.
But yeah, very rare. But then that sort of feeds on to the premiere itself and what we're going to be doing as a podcast topic, because we've covered the premiere a little bit. Like we did a tiny bit of it, but we haven't.
It was
really...
when we were talking about the betas, when it was like obviously the premiere footage
and the media towards Shenmue, sort of the hype around it, the release and everything. But we haven't really gone to the detail of the premiere itself. So what we're going to be doing for a future show, hopefully this side of Christmas, depending on how we get things out and the rest of it, is we are going to do a show on the premiere. Talk about the build-up, the event, what was shown, who was there. We'll talk a little bit about the merchandise again as well, and just really delve into that detail around the premiere and how that all comes together, and just what a big an event it was, and the fact that Sega brought out all their heavy hitters for this thing.
Yeah, and that will lead nicely to a future show that I'm noticing. There's a blog post from Switch that's just kind of like the aftermath. So there's an interview with Yu Suzuki in 1999, just after the premiere event. So I think it'll be a nice introduction into this, and we can do both parts of this as a bit of a show series, Matt, towards the end of the year here, just to finish the year off. I think might be a nice way to finish this year's podcast. We won't show, but it's really cool.
We won't spoil it all here, but you can obviously just sort of see like pictures of development shots and things like
this.
Did
we even show that art book, by the way? The orange art book. What did we do that?
We didn't show the orange art book, but let's show the orange art book. So again, this has got a shed load of artwork in it. So here's the front of it. So this was available at the time, Yu Suzuki logo on the back.
I don't know if these were free or you had to pay for these.
I don't know, but
It's not listed on the merch thing.
So you've got a little bit of an introduction section there with some of the Project
Berkeley
Berkeley stuff. I'm not going to go through all of it because there's loads. You've got the prophecy there, and the story image.
There's also concept artwork for stuff that hasn't even appeared yet. Like
so you've got maps here that Switch has done a blog post on. We've got maps of Shozu, which we know we're going to.
Yeah, which
in
is
Shenmue
crazy
4.
that it's.
So this is 30 years back, and we know it's there. Now the question will be: is that going to follow it? Is it going to be very similar to that?
Why would they? If they've already mapped it out.
Busts and things as well. How they did all of that. Where was it? I was going to look for the had all the voice act. I might have gone the wrong way. Oh, I love that.
That's beautiful, isn't it? So that's Shuing's eyes, is it, or is it Nielsen?
Nielsen's eyes, I think.
Yeah.
And also that's available on the orchestral CD, which you can see as well. I'm going the wrong way.
It's Nielsen, you're right.
There we are. And then you've got here. You have to watch my hand. You've got the characters and their actors, and a little bit about them as well.
Wonderful stuff. That I would recommend that.
Pick that up.
I know the Pix and Love did a nice art book with the Shenmue 1 and 2 set.
And 3 as well, yeah.
But this is like the original 1998 art book. If you're a Shenmue collector, you can see I think there's like 48 pages or something.
Yeah, absolutely mental.
Just beautiful artwork.
And there we are. So that rounds us off quite nicely into what we're going to be doing in terms of shows for the rest of the year, in terms of how we're going to pick things up. And obviously all of that merchandise. James has brought a load from his personal collection. I pulled some stuff down from the shelves, lofts, and where else I can find it as well, because I've run out of space in this office, quite frankly. But let us know what your favourite items are, guys. Any that you've got, any you'd like to pick up.
Has anyone got a Rio poster?
Yeah, if anyone's got a Rio poster, please let us know.
Or two. Sell them to us if you want. Yeah.
I'll give you a £5. maybe a £10 if you're lucky. And don't forget, as always, guys, £2 a month to be a member. Get all the videos ahead of time. Any costs that we get obviously go to running the website, and competition prizes and all the sorts of things that James and I put on every month. If you're not a member, it's not a problem. Nothing is locked behind a paywall. It just goes onto the scheduling that we do normally for our Saturday videos, but your podcasts are never locked behind that. The podcasts are always promoted at the same time for everyone. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Give us a subscribe as well. And James and I will be back with a video in the not too distant future. But for now, guys, go on, take care.
Cheers.